So many things have changed in terms of content, in terms of market, in terms of everything. AI, which is very vast and so expanding so much. Everything has changed. Everything has shifted. How did you take initiative, or how did you decide like from here I wanted to go and try this? And that's what help you to move ahead and help you to stand out in the market.
Evolution is a part of nature. How even the creators' things got evolved. Now it is like to gain a buyer, it is expensive. At the same time, you have to give more touch points to that. It is not like somebody saw a post and they're ready to give you your money. It was the thing. You saw a VSL and like $2,000 offer, okay, I'm ready. Or $5,000 offer, I'm ready. Big influencers or big people, they're shutting down their businesses, I've seen.
What people think is, okay, I know ChatGPT, I know some of the AI tools, and they are calling themselves AI coach, and they are just moving towards like, hey, I can help you to become a master in AI. I am the real human being. I am here to make an impact in your life, to serve you.
Right.
How you are going to adapt it or make it part.
There are so many ways how you can still leverage
Yeah.
AI into that. Let's say I would still want to hear more raw talks, the live interactions, the candid talks.
What is your suggestion to those people who feel like, should I go to coaching? Should I go to service? Should I do this? Should I do that? With some of the lot of industry leaders,
Right.
like you are on the stage of ClickFunnels, you met Alex Hormozy, Russell Brunson, and many big industry leaders. So what is you got from all these big leaders?
Like see, first the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
If you want to target those market, is like look for the initial leverage of like who's my first connection over there, where I can at least talk to them, introduce my services, maybe do a barter or collaboration or something like that, a partnership basis, something I can do, or maybe outsource it. Anytime they refer me a client, I give them this much amount that. So that is the first leverage of that connection that you have.
And that trust helped me to establish my authority, credibility, and I got some good clients. Some of the great guests become my clients. So it's all about how we leverage it in a right way.
You have a mic, you have a stage, you are authority already there. If I see you with someone already an authoritative figure, in my mind indirectly, okay, this person is worth something. That's why other person have said yes to you and they are doing the podcast with you. So podcasting is also another way to get international clients.
So today we are interviewing Sahil Sehgal on the Entrepreneur Warrior Show, and in this podcast we discuss a lot about AI clone, what is the things working in the 2026, how you can go and achieve big milestone in 2026 beyond that, and also power of being in the game, what kind of mindset you need to carry for your growth, for your success. So this is the podcast for you. And if you are someone who really wanted to learn how you can launch your podcast, how you can invite a dream guest, and how you can be the industry leaders using the power of interview podcast, you can book a one-to-one call with me, and you can learn how you can do this for your business to achieve massive success, to build a great connection and credibility using the podcast. Now enjoy the podcast with Sahil Sehgal. Welcome to the Entrepreneur Warrior Show. I am your host Nilesh Jain, and on the Entrepreneur Warrior Show, we interview entrepreneurs who are not warrior. They are warrior not in the battleground, but they are warrior to make transformation in many people's life. Here to make impact and serve many people through their work, through their stories and impact they are creating. And in this series, we have someone whom we already interview on the Entrepreneur Warrior Show for 2 times. And this is a 3rd episode we are recording with him. And coincidentally, it's a 3rd in-person interview of the Entrepreneur Warrior Show. So he is none other than Sahil Sehgal. Hi Sahil bhai, thank you so much for joining once again on the Entrepreneur Warrior Show.
Hi Nilesh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Same here, and I'm so glad that we are doing this once again.
Right.
And so many things have changes. Last podcast we have done in 2022. It's 2026. So many things have changed in terms of content, in terms of market, in terms of everything. and you also said at one place in your profile, in your content, what was working since 2020 to 2024 or 2025, it's not working in 2026. And we are right now in the era of AI, which is very vast and so expanding so much. When you realize like everything has changed, everything has shifted, how did you take initiative, or how did you decided like from here I wanted to go and try this, and that's what help you to move ahead and help you to stand out in the market?
So see, Nilesh, evolution is a part of nature.
Yeah.
We all know that. We all evolve from somewhere where we were different species. We turned into these humans. And same with any part, any business, any part of life, even the evolution is undeniable. And it is that if you are going with that, evolving with the time, whatever it is, you can stay in the game for longer, as long as you want.
Yeah.
As much as you are adaptable, you are making sure that you are going with the market, changing, transforming, or adapting to that particular thing. That's what it is. So now coming to the marketing side or business side of it, what used to work when we did a last episode 2022, at that point I think I was 2 years into the journey, 2 years, and then I was doing business coaching. We started with affiliate marketing, freelancing, and then turned into business coaching. And that was a era of, I would say, creators. What from 2020 to 2022-ish, it's still going on, I mean, but I'm talking about how even the creators things got evolved. So from 2020, 2022, it was time when the COVID was the thing, and a lot of people jumped into online. They had nothing to do, like they were in lockdown space and all that. Even when I started in 2020, so I call myself a COVIDpreneur. So that's where it all started. I was not getting any work, and I'm like, I have to find a way to make money online or something, some alternative about it. So I jumped into this, and then that was a point where everything was on peak in the way that it's brand new. It's like not a lot of people know about it. Things shifted from in-person event to online events, like webinars came into the thing. Before there were seminars and all that. And then with this lockdown thing, pandemic thing, we all got into online. Everything was like brand new for everyone almost. YouTubers were born at that point. A lot of content creators, as I said, coaches, courses got evolved with that. Freelancers became a thing. Freelancing people from even who were doing like earlier, they were doing engineering or other spaces. They are now like, how can they do something online even, right? So that was a peak of creators. That was the like time where creators were born and they were on the rise. And at that point, I started my journey. I feel it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's like the COVID was a curse, and then it became a blessing for me in the way that it gave me an opportunity to start with this and with other people as well. So as it was all brand new, everything was new, and people were like, okay, I want to try this, I want to get into this and all. It was way easier to sell something, whatever you were doing, because it was brand new. There were no kind of competitors into the space. There was no kind of saturation. The ocean, as we say, it was still blue rather than red. It became bloody red after that.
Yes.
But since during that time period, it was all blue. And at that point, I started with my coaching business. We like grew it to what I think first year it took me to make my first 100K we did, and then another year maybe it took me to make my first 400K or 500K, something like that. Very rapidly we did all that stuff. And there was a time where you were like, hey, you dropped a post, you dropped an offer, everyone was rushing for it, I wanted and all that. And in anything you are trying to sell, anything digital especially, or physical as well, but digital more. And they were all into that space, right? That you are like, it is a matter of like, you can go to a beach, post a picture, and you say, hi, I'm looking for 5 people, 10 people to do this. You want to enjoy this beach lifestyle. You want to make money online with the freedom and all that. And you get people who are like, take my money, all that, right? So that thing continued. What I think, in my opinion, 2023-ish endish. I see it as three, kind of 2019 it started end, and then 2023 end. So it's like 4 years almost. It started with that. And then in the first 3 years or 4 years, it was like, now there are a lot of options in the market. People were smart enough. A lot of people got burnt. They spent some money in the hope that their life will change. A lot of people changed their life, but at the same time, there were most of the crowd which like, oh, I wasted my money.
Yeah.
This happened, that happened, I got scammed, I got this, and all that stuff happened. And then I think when the ChatGPT came, the AI noise started coming. When was it? 2022ish and November, or 2023ish November it got
End of 2023.
right, November
somewhere
month it was, I remember that. Yeah, so it was then at the same time the AI is booming now. Everybody is like, the content game changed. The whether it's in written format or video format, everybody, like, you can get a script ready within seconds. Earlier you had to hire copywriters, content creators, even like script writers to do that, but that you could have done, now you can do that with the AI. Right? And a lot of businesses got developed because of AI, because like if something is new with the AI, like now businesses are related to AI as well. How many, like you might have seen people turning their agencies into AI agencies, like just calling that as like, I do AI automation. Simple, there was simple automation, then AI automation, AI funnel designing. Software started adapting to that particular thing. At that point, now it is like from 2023ish endish towards 2024ish end or 2025ish is like, I personally feel like AI has changed or made it easy for a lot of people. Yes. At the same time, it is becoming a lot of now noisy, and it is like kind of annoying and irritating as well at some point, because it's like you can smell the AI content right in the beginning. There are some formats to it. You can recognize it. Oh, this post is written by AI, not by a person. I personally felt it like my interest level in a AI stuff, it was like, I got interested in that, but then I'm like, it's getting too much. And it was taking my attention away rather than giving some people attention, right? And the whole creator economy at that point, it just transformed. Everybody's like, I'm making AI clone, I'm posting these types of videos and all that. Now, how I adapted to my business, even what I do in my coaching or teach my clients to do that, is basically you can leverage AI, yes, but you have to be smart enough, and at the same time you have to make it sound like it's still coming from a human rather than an AI. Because otherwise you just sound like other person, whether you make reels, whether you make write posts or do YouTube videos, whatever it is. In this thing, what I did in specifically in my coaching business, and even that the thing which I was talking about earlier about high ticket space, or even like the you dropped an offer and then it got sold. Now it is like people are like, I want to taste some low ticket first. I developed this program called Micro Offer Accelerator, where it's like, now we got into, okay, people are buying my $7 masterclass or $27 masterclass, and then they get into my $1,000 program that I pitch 12 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever. And then next to the high ticket, you still is. So it's like trust recession came in that. But at the same time, you are like, are you gonna stick to what was working before and not ready to adapt? Or is it like you are evolving the market and you have to make sure that how the market is responding, you design your business in that particular way. So I redesigned kind of my business. I took a pause as well. I was in India last year. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to see at some point, like I had 5 or 6 people 7 people working for me. And then one was email person, copywriter, funnel designer, and all that. Like with the AI and all, it was easier to write emails, to write copies and all that. I had to take pause. I'm like, okay, I'm moving you even from salaried people to contractual people, where if the projects come and we will do this. Now it is evolving so fast that you are always behind something. It's like not, you don't need to be fearful about it, but at the same time you are like, am I going with my pace? Am I adapting my business to that AI product creation, digital products? We did that a lot in our program that we did. Now it is like, to gain a buyer, it is expensive. At the same time, you have to give more touch points to that. It is not like somebody saw a post and they're ready to give your money. It was the thing. You saw a VSL and like $2,000 offer, okay, I'm ready, or $5,000 offer, I'm ready, right? People who did not adapt to it, I think they quit it way earlier than that, because they were not able to digest that, okay, things are changing, and I have to redesign my team, I have to redesign my offers, I have to redesign that. People who are still there in the market, I think they kind of adapt to it, but other people I've seen go on, like people who have made multiple 7 figures, or my friends, big influencers or big people, they're shutting down their businesses, I've seen. So yeah, the point is that's how the whole journey, or that's the whole evolution I'm seeing it as. Has happened, or that's how it's gonna change or evolve.
That's incredible. And what you said is definitely, I'm also a COVID baby. That's
COVID
where
baby.
I started my journey and get to know about you. And what you have said is very true, that market has changed a lot. and things are evolved with so much of AI stuff. And even you also said like you also started implementing some of the things in your business related to AI or some kind of things, right? So how you see that, would you also call yourself, because when there is a new thing comes, a lot of coaches or entrepreneurs are try to shift to the new things, like you also said that a lot of service provider are like, now I'm AI service provider. So would you also going to call yourself in upcoming time like, hey, I'm a AI coach, or you are going to do something like that, or you're just stick with the things and just adapt the AI things with your current business that's going on?
Yes. So I asked the same question to Alex Armozi, if you have seen that podcast, where I'm like, should I AI coachify my business? Should I talk more about like, okay, wrap up everything, just make everything AI lead generation, AI offer creation, AI sales, and all that? So the answer that he gave me was like, that's the same answer I'll say. It's not about how you are making or sounding more AI. It's more about how you are still doing the stuff, but inculcating AI into that. How you are basically providing that. How can AI make it faster, right? He said one line, I don't remember the exact phrase, but it was like, AI will put more businesses out of businesses which are AI rather than other businesses. Because it's evolving so fast, new tools, new everything is coming, it's gonna actually affect or harm more AI business, AI itself. And then second thing he mentioned, which really like literally hit me, was when he's like, you should only call yourself AI thing, whatever it is that you're doing, if you have enough research and people behind that who are learning and looking at data, observing the data, basically. Because at the end of the day, you can build your today AI version of anything. Like there are applications which can build your software today, AI. But do you have enough data behind it? Is it just an open source? Like it's just a wrapper around ChatGPT, basically. That's what people are doing. It's just a wrapper around it. I make custom GPTs. It's still that. I just fed some information and then it's a wrapper about it. But if you want to build real AI business, or you want to call or get into that AI thing, that is where you need the team, where you need people who are doing research, learning, understanding the data, learning the data, understanding and making sure that you are adapting in the way that every second, let's say we are talking, there is something coming out of this discussion. And if I'm making myself an AI coach, Sahil, for example, I made that thing, this part also needs to be fed to over there. Everything I'm saying, everything I'm going through is like, has to be data fed to. It cannot be one time I fed the data and then now it is AI Sahil. And that's why I don't relate to it. That's why I don't want to call myself, unless I have literally a data center where people are doing that, working on those data sets. Until or unless, other than that, like, no, I would not make it. I will use AI, but would not just change everything to, identity to AI or call myself an AI coach.
That's actually the deep point of what you have said, because what people think is, okay, I know ChatGPT, I know some of the AI tools, and they are calling themselves AI coach, and they are just moving towards like, hey, I can help you to become a master in AI. But do you really master it yourself? Is what authenticity can help you. And you also made one point at initial, that you need more touch points. Previously, what we were used to do, like we are creating content, posting on a Facebook, Instagram, and we are saying people like, hey, drop your comment if you wanted to join this. But you have dropped that you need to have more touch points. Right? So how in AI world, like some people are creating their AI clones and all of related to AIs and all, right? So the point is like how you are going to make a lot of touch points without making it like automatic, without making it like, hey, I am the real human being and I am here to make an impact in life, in your to serve you. How you are going to adapt it or make it?
There are so many ways how you can still leverage AI into that. Let's say if I want to create more touch points. Now, touch points, how it can be done? Through content, through my announcement post that I am doing, through stories or any videos that I'm dropping, or I can have an outbound another people or another outbound process or system around it. It can be an outbound DM, outbound call, whatever it is. AI, how it can be done without it making it like software sounding or any robot sounding. How you can still use is like, AI can make your scripts ready. AI can do the DM scripts. They can do the call scripts ready. They can do like, if this person says this, objection handling, basically, all that stuff ready. At the end of the day, if there are two paths, if you are like, okay, I want automated dialer to do that for you. Yes, you can do that. It won't be that effective as human person. What if you have scripts ready and all that, and you have still people who are doing those outbound calls, but reading out of that AI script? And imagine real time. you and me on a call. Okay, I'm calling from my company. You are my prospect. I'm calling you, and I have a script in front of me. Imagine now, instead of just a pre-built script, I have something which is listening to you while on my call with me, and is like literally telling me, Sahil, you should say this, Nilesh, because said this. I'm human still. You're still talking to me. You don't know what's going at the back end. You don't know your voice is getting fed to my system. But I can say that part because it is much more experience. It has much more information about it if it's properly, as I said, data oriented and it's like fed with right data. It's still AI, leveraging AI.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, human interaction is still happening. That is not going to go away. Harmozi said the same thing, is like human interaction is not going to go away. And if it goes away, people will be fed up or irritated so fast. And they'll be like, I want to go back to my, can I talk to real human? That's what's happening. Now, I don't know if you know, one of my friend told me, is like, even in AI space, is like, if you call, let's say your AI calls someone, and on the other side also AI answering it. So it's like two AIs are talking now. There is no human to it.
There's no human.
And all. That's a real problem in the market with the people who are doing this AI business. They are like, how can we make it work? Both are trained to do some task, and both are robots talking basically. There is no human involved in it. And now they're trying to find like, how can we prevent that basically, so that there is still a human interaction. So that's how, coming back to the question, is like, leveraging AI, I think, can be done smartly in this way, rather than more sounding, or rather than just trying to be, everything. With the AI cloning also, I think I have the same personal, I would not say problem. I would not label it as problem, but I would say personally, anytime I'm seeing, because with the lip sync and all, I can still get it. This is not real human. This is
Right.
AI clone doing it. My interest level goes away. I'm like, this GPT script, I can get it from somewhere. This is not a real person. They have just hired some agencies who are making clones of them. And my own friends are running this business. I'm not saying it's a bad business, but I don't relate to it personally. I'm like, I would still want to hear more raw talks, the live interactions, the candid talks.
So more or less, it's all about human interaction. And the more you show up as a human without sounding like AI is talking, you build more connection and credibility in the marketplace instead of just like depending on full-time AI. Right? That's powerful.
AI is still full-time for you, still working, but
it's working.
At the end of the day, it's like you're packaging your stuff. Inside, it's still, you're doing AI in that way. Outside is this. And then when you're talking, you still will polish a lot. Like I recently posted reels on Instagram, and I started doing more talking head style videos. They outperformed all my other stuff, my carousels, my other, like, let's say I trimmed out the video out of this clip and I posted there. My talking head style videos are like giving much more values and compliment I'm getting. People are like, Sahil, like you're talking the real thing, and they're able to relate. And the stick rate it is, people are watching the whole video, commenting me, DMing me. I mean, it's wonderful. And I still use AI for that too. Script it out.
And it's all about making the work easy instead of depending on previously, as you said, we need to have a copywriter, then editor, then things is getting easy, but how we use it smartly matters the most.
Right.
So in the world of AI, everything is easy. People can create their AI clone content. Even they have everything in easy place, like they have a script ready, can record videos. Some people are trying to record so many contents, publishing so much of content. They get some visibility, they get some client, they get some sales. But at the end, when they see like it's not moving the way I wanted to make it move, it's not giving me the result that I wanted. It's all about a mindset. And what mindset shift or things you wanted to tell all the listeners who is watching this, even if it's in AI world, you need to work on some internal belief. So what is the internal belief you wanted to suggest all the people who is listening this?
Okay, so in terms of internal belief, I would say this. See, what we were talking about is like humans interaction is not going to go away, even with all these noises, all these clones and all that stuff. First is this, that going with the trend is good, is okay to learn it, you get to know about it so that you are not farther in the race, you are not behind in the race basically. But getting so much, creating a FOMO about it, like, oh, I don't know, but I'm missing out on this stuff, and having kind of shiny object syndrome as well. Oh, they are creating clones, I should do that, or they are doing this, I should do that, they are posting this much amount of time, this videos or reels and all that. That is just is giving you is negatively affecting you, I think, and it is giving you more of self-doubt and at the same time inferior complex that you are less than them. I think that's what the major problem is now, because the amount has increased, as you said, frequency has increased, volume has increased, but you are not at that stage where you should even worry about that. You are taking the wrong shiny object syndrome. You are becoming a victim of a wrong thing. They are doing at this point maybe because their sales are dialed in, their delivery is all great, their products and offers are really amazing. They are just like, okay, I can have this marketing going on, but I have, for example, like organically I'm posting all this, but my paid ads are running. So like for the sake of organic, they are doing it, but you are seeing that all frequency and you are getting like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing that. So that is, I think, the biggest internal belief shift I want to give it to them. Human interaction is still there. Don't worry about like that. They are doing it. Their journey is different. Their pace is different. Their team size, their problems are different. They might not be trying to solve that problem for that, what you are going through. Maybe your problem is just to create your first video or post your first video. What will AI do in that? Like, I mean, it will be as fakeish as possible. Yeah. And you are trying to build your personal brand on grounds or foundations which are not solid at all. You are just trying to like, if I cannot speak good in front of a camera, my AI will do better, and that's a solution. No, that's not a solution. At the end of the day, you are going on a call, you are interacting with people or with the clients and all. They will see you. Then you will be like much more like, how can I now go on a sales call? How can I now deliver this? How can I now be good at communication? Or my accent would not be a problem, all that stuff. So I think that's will cover all that, like limiting beliefs. It is there, but I don't think it's something to worry about technically. It's just as might be at a different point. As I said, I have friends who are running agencies of AIs and all that stuff. Yeah. I never got FOMO of that. Like, I should be also posting 5 times a day. Firstly, they are also testing the stuff. Anytime I talk to them, they are like, Sahil, we are testing. It's new. AI cloning is new. This thing is new. And we are doing some beta testing with the clients as well. I know the reality of it. That doesn't bother me then. I know that they were testing for something at this point. Maybe it will work, maybe not. And the other people I talked to, there is a big 9-figure guy literally. He's like, I went to their event and he's posting a lot of videos and all the time is like, but I see that your engagement doesn't go up. View count is getting over there up. And that is also low as compared to their following. It's not, metrics didn't make sense to me. Like, is it bringing you clients and all? And a lot of times, one of the person from the team is like, we are getting just a low ticket scrollers, basically, low ballers over here. And I'm like, okay, now I know the reality and all that. I'm getting way much more. I don't get FOMO about this because I know it's testing phase, and nothing is, so far dialed down to the stage where it's like now. You should also get into that.
So that's the main point is like, it's all about how you just start at which stage you are. Yeah. And just be in the game. You don't have, as Russell, we are from the Russell's program, and Russell always say like, you cannot compare yourself from the person who is started at 10 years ago or you started today itself. So it's all about see where you are and where you wanted to go and just be you. So that's the important point that everybody needs to focus.
Right.
So the point is right now, as we are discussing, right? People are creating content, creating more clones. They are worrying about what's next. The main important shift is happening here is as a freelancer, service provider or coaches, whatever they are. Coaches wanted to become service provider wanted to coaches. And this kind of mix matches is happening. So what is your point here? Since you are fully into coaching and you are, because this is what you are doing since long time.
Right.
So what is your suggestion to those people who feel like, should I go to coaching? Should I go to service? Should I do this? Should I do that? What is your point? Because since you are always with a lot of industry leaders, right. Like you are on the stage of ClickFunnels, you met Alex Hormozy, Russell Brunson, and many big industry leaders. So what is you got from all these big leaders?
Like, see, first, the grass is always greener on the other side. Yeah. That we all know.
100%.
And that is already always there. It is like now, as I said, the boom is with AI agencies, AI this, AI that is there, which is like coaches might be feeling I should turn into agency. We were talking like on the way coming back to here, coming to here is like, which one can give the maximum results? Is it a agency service part of the stuff, or is it the info part of the stuff into that? The end conclusion that we got into that is like this, the graphs that I was talking about, Alex Ramosi, I really love that. It's like agency, info business, right? In that, because everything has their own capacity to it. Info business, very hard to scale beyond, I would say, $1 to $3 million mark. Monthly mark, I'm talking about it. Very less number of people have cracked way more than that, unless they have included SaaS into it. They have turned into some other community big stuff, but very hard. With the agency, it's the curve is like this. You can grow your business. You can have 10 people in your team, or you can have 100 people, or 1,000 people, or remote offices, and all that. You can get as the load increases, the work increases. You just increase that part. But are you ready to take that workload? Like, maybe I'm not ready to have 10 offices. I would give me a laptop. I have 2-3 people in my team. I'm making 100K a month. I'm good. I don't need to get into that. I don't want to get into that agency part or service part for it, because if I can do this better, I'm okay with that, right? So you decide out of two which part do you want to pick up. You want to grow a big business. Some people goal is that they want to build $100,000 worth. Like that's a monthly business they want to build, and in that way they are okay with multiple offices. They want to have people working under them. They want to be the boss. They want to be making sure that every time they come to the office and they go leave, pure office setup or agency setup that they are doing, okay, might not be my style. So those people pick up that option. Both are great in that way. It's if the income you are understanding, the level of income you are understanding, right? In the coaching side, you can have a laptop, you can have that freedom. I think I don't want to stick or glue to the laptop for a longer. That's why I did not go into that agency. Money is in both the things. To conclude it, money is in both the things. You can make, as I said, $1 to $3 million levels, monthly levels to it. Even that is way more than, for a human to live a good life and all that. If the level is there, but if you say I want to build a $10 million business, monthly business, then you know that right away info is not the game for you. You should focus on the agency side of it or service side of it. As I said, the pros of that is that, right? So you decide what income are you happy with. I think this is also a big concern or big thing which people underestimate it. They don't look at what am I satisfied with, what am I good with.
Right.
They're just like, if this person has done it, I would also do it. If Alex Ramosi made $100 million, I should make it. But do you want it? He wanted it badly. What would you do with $100 million? People won't even have an answer. People won't even gonna have an answer what they want to do with a $20,000 a month business. Sometimes they're like, my expenses are this. So calculate everything. It won't gonna be more than 8 to 10K. What are you going to do with another 10K? Most of the time, people don't have answers. They're not thinking, but just because they heard somewhere that this person made it, I should make it as well. So be clear on what is that your number of that freedom number, I call it as. What is your freedom number? If you're okay with that, and then you see which business makes sense for that freedom number, and which business comes with what responsibilities or what type of infrastructure I need for that, then make a decision. Then you are making a wise decision, I think, choosing out of service agency or coaching.
That's deep. It's all about getting the desire that what I actually wanted to become and having a clarity with what is my goal. And at the same time, it's all about skill set as well, because managing a agency or managing a coaching business is not like it's kind of halwa.
Right.
You have to have a proper skill set of building a team, building offices, and hiring all the right people for agency. And as you said, like Alex Ramosi have 100 million of goal, and he have a burning desire. With the burning desire, he have all these resources with him that can help him to achieve all the big milestone that he is looking for.
Right.
So that's what everybody needs to understand. Like what is I have with me and how I can leverage it.
Right.
So in this point where we are right now, we are discussing about the business part, growth, on all. You are also hanging out with many big industry leaders. And since last 2-3 years, you have seen a massive growth in yourself. And what is the 3 things you learned from all this big industry leaders and going to multiple events? Since you are in Canada and you attended multiple international events. So what is the big shift you are seeing in the international market and the India market?
Okay, there are two things over here. First is like what things do they have, how they excel to it. Second is like what market differences. When we were at this event, we were talking about the markets for both international and Indian is completely different.
Yes.
Whether it's like as small as a small business running over here, labor is quite cheaper. Over there it's quite expensive. You go and do anything. I was talking about the expenses of like my haircut, beard is like $40 I'm paying every month. That is a lot. Over here you can get a beard done or hair done in what, like $4 or $5 something, right?
Yes.
You can get done in a good place, like decent place.
Yeah.
You can get it done, or maximum you spend $100 to get like with a coffee or with a wine or something like that. Over here you can't find it over there.
100%.
Just like that, small things in any types of businesses, that is completely different over there. It's first is market, second is the market investment to, or the market how would I say, the level of investment into that particular thing, how much you are ready to invest or how much they are charging for that, like the capacity over there. Here it's different. Over there it's completely different. It cannot be matched over there. If I would go on an event over there in person, I would meet someone for an hour or something. I've sold offers of $25,000 on a lunch date with a client.
Okay.
Very easily on a 1 hour lunch, and at the end is like, I'm ready, I want to do this, done. Even that person have never met me before. They have just seen me online once or twice or heard me somewhere, and then we went for a lunch and then I closed that deal. Can you do that over here? It's hard. 25,000 US dollars, you convert that, how much it becomes over here, that's a lot of money.
Yes.
Can person take the decision on the spot? No. Over there, if that person is capable and they have that, it's not that big deal, and that's not shocking over there, right? Same with any courses that you pay, like what I was talking about here. You launch a 99 rupees masterclass, workshop or whatever, and over there you are doing 27 minimum and then building a ladder according to that. So in the digital products as well, the same thing is there. If I say, can you sell $3,000 worth of products over here without a sales call? Very less number of people you will be able to count who are doing $3,000 of that. Over there, I can do countless. I can say that's what I teach even to my clients. You should not go, you don't need to go on a sales call to sell a $3,000. I have to match even both here. Like, does it work over here? Internationally, it works. Yeah. I can do that easily. Over here, does it work? I have to now prepare my clients to get ready. If they want to close $3,000 deals on DMs, they have to think, they have these things to be ready. Their portfolio should be ready. The social media profile that they have, that should be acting as a funnel. They should have these links, making sure this type of content they are putting. I have to make them ready for do that. Over there, you can be a brand new person and charge $3,000 for agency. If you have never even done it, you say, hey, it's a retainer, 3 months, $1,000 a month technically, and for 90 days it will be $3,000. If you know what you are doing, that's it. You don't need a huge thing. You can get your beta client at $3,000 even. Can you do it over here? No, it's like hard. It's really hard. So that's like a difference of investments over there. That is really different over here. So the big buckets that I put them into is like this. Over here, you can play the volume game because of the investments, because of the level that you're doing, unless you are hanging out among high-class elite people, that is different. Over there, you don't need to play volume. You can simply charge $3,000, get 3 clients a month, make $10,000, right? That's the mindset different. Oh, that's a different capacity that people have, I was saying. Other than that, AI thing, if I talk about technology and all that stuff, yes, the stuff that gets over there comes here after 6 months, 1 year or something like that.
Yes.
That difference I have also seen. Over there, I was talking about there is a person who is training people on sales calls with a different accents, even Indian accents to that. I don't know if somebody is doing that, or even if somebody is thinking about doing that over here as well. Now, people, what they do, I've seen the big creators or the agency owners, even they go there, attend the events, see something new over there, and then bring back to India.
Yeah.
That is there. So that is in terms of technology. They are always ahead. Yes, no competition in that. How can you make it work over here by getting idea? That's why I think I insist. A lot of people even encourage them to go attend these events so that your mind explodes. You are like, you start thinking what I was doing or what I'm thinking is way small. There is much more bigger play to be done over there in the international market. So I think these are the two bigger buckets, if I have to classify them in that, how the difference is between their operating over there, selling stuff over there, selling over here. Numbers also, metrics also are different, by the way. In operational side, side of it I've seen. Like, for example, if I say opt-in rate over there for a VSL is this ABC, over here it's like way less on that. Or the conversion of that over there, you can have a closer. I had a site a few years ago. So I was like, all you need to do is book me 10 calls a week, and I'm able to, if I had a closer as well. So like, can you close 20% out of that? That is, and I'm selling $6,000 offer. If I try to match it over here in this market, I have to play with the metrics. I have to set up metrics accordingly. I cannot expect maybe 20% closing rate. I have to be okay with the 10% closing rate. I cannot be okay with the $6,000 investment. Maybe I have to put, because people won't gonna pay $6,000 in one go, I have to put maybe $2,000 of program in that. So metrics or operational wise also that there are differences.
That's a different ball game altogether, and it's all about how you can set the standards to achieve that. And so for a lot of people who is trying to get the international client, you also asked this question to Hormozy as well, and you got a very great answer. But maybe if some people didn't watch that, so wanted to ask you the same question. If people wanted to get the international client in this world, how they can build a trust with them? Because sometimes they are busy in their time zone, or we have a time zone difference as well.
Right.
Even if I put a content, maybe it's not reaching to them. So how we can stand out and build a relationship and trust and get the high paying or international clients for whatever the service business they are doing or coaching business they are doing?
See, I can do literally a masterclass on this, but I'll give you a few bigger pointers over here. What you should do if you want to do it more with the speed, basically. First of all, Hormozy talked about is like, make sure your profile is set up in that way so that it speaks in English, not in Hindi. Your content is speaking in English, not in Hindi. So you're more than the communication, I would say. He talked about accent. Is like your accent, you speak in that accent. I think I would pick up the communication part of it as like, are you able to communicate in at least minimum language? If it's English is that you want to target US clients or Canada clients, at least speak English. Don't talk in Hindi. They won't get it, right? Every time I put a content piece like where I'm talking about in Bollywood song or something like that, I don't get likes from them because they don't understand it. Same, if I talk about, hey, I went to the event in Mexico or in US, I get most of the likes over there because they relate to that particular world of that, right? So that is the first bare minimum thing. You start with how your presence is set up, how your profile is set up. Second thing is the leverage. Now I can branch it out into so many different ways, how you can leverage this. Let's say you want to target international clients. It's like, first I would look, if you want to go outside, let's say you want to travel to Canada or US, what is the first thing you would look? Do you have someone known over there?
Known.
Do I have a relative? Do I have a friend? Do I have someone, maybe a mutual friend or someone, a distant cousin maybe, is someone over there? Same as there, if you want to target those market, is like, look for the initial leverage of like, who's my first connection?
Right.
Over there, where I can at least talk to them, introduce my services, maybe do a barter or collaboration or something like that, a partnership basis, something I can do, or maybe outsource it. Anytime they refer me a client, I give them this much amount of that. So that is the first leverage of that connection that you have. Second is more of now, it's like a sub chain to it. If I have served one person from the connection, what are the other more 3 people, 10 people I can get from their connection? That is where people don't know. That is one of the thing I teach is like, I ask them this question for my clients. How did you get your first international clients if you have worked with them? I did this. Okay. Was the client in the good terms with you? Yes. Did you end up the contract in a good way, good shape, on a good books? Yeah, that's good. Can you just DM or ask that person, hey, who are the 3 people in your network who you think can be benefited from the same service as we did, as we enjoyed working together? You are my dream client. I love to work with more people. I have a bandwidth to take 3 more clients this month, and I'm looking for 3 people. Is there any 3 names that you would name from your connection, from your friends over there, who I can get connected to, or you can make a connection, and I'm okay to give you 20% commission out of that if the sale got closed. What I did, from connection to connection, I'm finding more leverage point. Who else I can find? What will happen in the process? This is like just like from first point of entry. Second thing I can say, so I learned this thing from one of my coaches who talks about that who's your winner who can introduce you to their network very proudly, and at the same time you have this, let's say, for example, I get to work with someone. I'm at 6-figure, for example, and I'm working with someone who is a 7-8-figure person. And anytime they need something, they come to me because I'm their trusted person in that. For me, they are my winner. They are my person who is like, he or she can bring me more clients, he can refer me, he can give me more work, he can do so much for me, and my association with him is bringing me a lot
Yeah.
over there. That's again a leverage. I'm talking everything about is like all about the leverage. Like my association with that winner is bringing a lot of business. I get a lot of business just because people said, "Oh, I see you in the Russell's world. I now see you in the Alex video in that thing." What is that whole thing is happening?
Leverage.
Those are my winners.
Yes.
Why like the for the ClickFunnels community, I stick to it for years to that. Eventually, what happened in year 5, technically, I got to the stage where I got the massive visibility from people on Zoom or in person. People recognize, people applaud me for that. Is that you did a great thing. Your speech was this and all. People reached out to me after the event as well. So that is what I did with the leverage. Is like I found my winner. This can be people ahead of you, of course, but now you are getting so much out of them through clients, through projects, through tasks, you name it.
Same with I totally agree with you on this point. It's all about how you can leverage it in a right way with the right intention. Same with I also use my podcast on this point. Like I interviewed a lot of great entrepreneurs, and because of some people started seeing me like, hey, you are with him. So the trust was increasing.
Exactly.
Right, and that trust helped me to establish my authority, credibility, and I got some good clients. Some of the great guests become my clients. So it's all about how we leverage it in a right way, and with the right intention is the most important point we can use. Like you said, you stayed for 5 years to serve the people, and that's why you get noticed.
Right.
That's why you started noticing by all of them, and they invited you, and you get all the visibility. But it's all about first intention was let me serve them, let me help them to make an impact in their life.
Right. Lead with value. Basically.
Lead with value. Yeah, it's all about how we can add value to their world first, and then we can get for us.
You always get massive return out of it. And what you said is like podcasting is one of, I would add on to that, is like podcasting is one of the other things, how you get international clients into that. Because you have a mic, you have a stage, you are authority already there. If I see you with someone already an authoritative figure, in my mind indirectly, okay, this person is worth something. That's why other person have said yes to you and they're doing the podcast with you. So podcasting is also another way to get international clients. Massive.
Podcasting is a big way. So, one thing I wanted to get you from you here in this point, which type of content you can see that is going to work in from 2026 and beyond? Like what kind of content you can see that yes, it is going to explode a lot?
There are so many of them. I'll say the major ones, which I use a lot most of the times. And I started, I said it a few minutes ago, I started doing more talking head style videos into that. That are opinionated content, where you're putting your opinion about things which are raw, which are like really unfiltered into that, where you are standing for something. If I'm being just putting out vanilla content is like being okay with everything, without this thing is right, okay, this thing is right as well, or this thing is right. I'm just sounding like just a nice guy or soft guy into that, but that is not making me a leader even. Leaders have their own opinion about something. Hey, what I believe is this. What you should focus on is this. When Alex Armouz even talks about it, it's like 4 things you should focus on only when you are doing this. So that is like a leader talking, giving you his opinion on something. If he doesn't believe in anything, that is there. If somebody comes to me is like, beginner can scale with a paid ads, my opinion would be like, no, bro, you are just making a fool out of that guy. You should prove your stuff organically before you scale with ads. That's what I've been saying. Some people may say opposite to it. That's their opinion. I'm not saying I'm right or they are right or anybody's wrong. It's just their opinion is that, right? So that is the first one. Second is vulnerable piece of content, where more of like where you are showing that literally all the failures of yours, like what you learned from those lessons. People are tired of hearing wins. People are tired of this guy or girl is always winning. They always say, I made $10,000 a month. I got this client. I got this. And they are like, nothing is happening on my side. Do they don't even struggle? Do they don't have a failures? With the time, these people are like, there is something. How can this person's life is so perfect?
Always be the best.
Right. So it's like, yeah, exactly. Like, how can this person's life is so good? There is something which is not real. And you start to find what is the reality of it into that. That is, if you don't talk about a vulnerable piece of content, not sharing that side of it, people start disrelating. They won't relate to you anymore. Right? Anytime now I was in India for last month and I talked about like how this family thing happened, unfortunate thing happened, and then how I'm feeling. I was like raw. Like there is a whole post I've written, I have not published it yet. And it talks about all my feelings, how I even tried to work didn't able to work, how I opened the laptop or watching reels, like endless scrolling I'm doing. That is like, people will like, yeah, if I'm in stress, if things don't work for me, I do the same thing. They're able to relate to that particular thing. So it's like, be vulnerable into that. Don't just show the shiny side of it.
Yes.
If you want to show, do that, but don't just show that. Third thing I would say, the connection content, which is more of, again, you might have seen, like, I talk a lot about, like, everybody knows I have a daughter, I have a wife. What my wife does, I give the shout out to her on her business, on her cake business. My daughter is going to daycare, I'm posting that and all. That is building the connection, is that this person is not just one dimensional person talking only about business. This person is actually having a real life as well. It's like, this person's, I can see the values this person has. I can see the kind of relationship that this person has with his family even. Right? How much he's in touch with that, how much he's emotionally connected to that, or is he just focusing on making money all the time? Where are the other things? So that builds more connection. I go to gym, I post that. Fitness thing, faith thing, I post that. I go to temple or something over there, I always post something like that. I go to Gurdwara, I post that. Though that are like making is like more of connection based content. Another one, proof. Proof is must. Is like, you have to keep dropping proof of like, this is what I was able to do for this client, or this is what we did, all that stuff. So showing that before and after picture. Now proof also you can dissect into so many ways how you can do through that. But those are like 4 most important ones, I would say. And also another one, would not neglect that actually, the presenting your offer or talking about your offer. The most important one.
Yes.
People are hesitant to do that. People are like, if I'll sound so salesy, what will other person think? They will think, oh, I just did this for the sake of this. I'm running after money and all that. They will still think whatever they want to. You have to present your offer, because your offer, if it's valuable, if it, it can change people's life, you're doing actually disservice not by presenting that. Now you're being more selfish by not talking about the thing which can benefit someone. If I don't talk about I do coaching, I help people, and I have helped Indian freelancers as well and all, I'm being selfish in that way that I know something from international market and I'm keeping in my pocket and not sharing it with my people. Like, why would not I?
Does not make sense.
Doesn't make sense. So talk about your offers.
Talk about your offer and add more value and serve more people the way you can. And what you said is makes sense a lot. Like how you really make connection with the people, how you make them feel that like you are a real human being who is having a life as well other than business.
Right.
Right. So you also mentioned like what is their failure? Is there any recent failures that you have gone through and you overcome from that?
A lot of them, man. Every day is a failure.
If you wanted to talk something which is really hard.
Oh, man. There are a lot of them. Like, which one I should talk about? It's like, if I'm filled with wins, I'm filled with failures as well. Because it's like this. I count them wins as this. I tried 5 things, 1 worked, and you just saw 1. That is the only definition, because you didn't see the 4 other which I messed up on. I launch offers sometimes. Recent one is like, I think last year somewhere, that was 2024. I launched a program, and the first time I think I did this mistake, I would say, I made everything ready. Modules were ready. I recorded the videos. I was like, this is going to be this and all that stuff. I pitched an offer. I got no person who bought on the spot. 4 people who got interested later on. They sent me DMs, hey, I want more details and blah, blah, blah stuff. And out of 4, I didn't want to work any of those 4. I knew them. Their vibe was different. I'm like, I don't relate. I'm like, I'd stopped responding to those people. Like, I stopped responding. Maybe out of 4, I could have converted 3 or maybe 2. I don't know. But it was a premium offer. And I'm like, I don't want to spend time with these people. I don't want these people around me. It's going to mess up my mind. I don't want to say them like, okay, this person is our coach. Because this come from another failure which I had in the past, where wrong people came, spoiled this something, community. And then I'm like, I don't want to repeat that part, So the failed product launches, I've done it, but I never stopped after that even. Right? Today I launched an offer. I don't know how many people will show interest, how many people will DM me. There are some messages I know will come. There are some people who before leaving they said, oh, I will talk to you after this. I'm going to DM you, or can I get your phone number? All that stuff that happened. I have no idea how it is going to go. My job was to present an offer and do that particular part. Right? If it's like, okay, I presented it, nothing worked, I might find something new. Maybe I'll change the market, I'll change the price, I'll change something I'll change with that. So these failures is like, apart from apart from this business side of it, I would say those were like not failures, setbacks I got basically from we lost two of our family members, close ones. So that was like more setbacks we got. Because of that, I wasn't able to focus on my business. That I called myself more of how would I say? I'm not in a zone where I felt like I'm fully focused in all into the business as it used to be. Right? I'm in India, spending time with family and all that. I've never sacrificed my or let my clients suffer because of that. I still do coaching calls, I still do group coaching and all, but I hardly post. I hardly, from last month, I've done only personal stuff over there and there, here and there. So I think that is also I count it as like, it's not a failure though, but it was a setback, but I was not able to be consistent. So I felt a little guilty on myself that, Sahil, you have been talking about at least one piece of content a day, but in the last month, maybe I've produced maybe 4 or 5 or 6, maybe maximum, or some stories here and there. So those are setbacks that I got. Other than that, like, I can talk about so many different products that were there. One big, I think this is a big lesson.
Yes.
You were talking a few minutes ago about that. We were discussing about like how big you want to set your business. I think I'm more of, which I observed it, I'm more of a creative person. You give me something, I can make it wrap around in a good thing. I can gather people and sell that stuff. When it comes to like leading people and all that, I'm not that kind of a CEO type personality or operational side of personality. I'm more creative. Give me a stage, I can talk. I'm like Russell called himself a dancing monkey.
Yeah.
That's where I'm able to relate to him. And I see so much relatedness over there. He's kind, soft, and he's like full of energy. When he gets on stage, he's a different person as compared to outside. When you meet him in person, completely shy, awkward person. Like literally, I've seen Russell. Same personality I carry. And it's like, if I'm on this, you can ask me anything. I will be like so blunt on that. The moment you step out of it, maybe you meet me outside in the market somewhere, I'll be awkward, bro. I'll be maybe I won't be able to maybe do that. Okay. So I'm more in that creative kind of thing. A dancing monkey, I would call it as. Where, other thing of it, like where I operational side, I sometimes I failed at it most of the time, where I had to hire a EA to like, bro, I cannot do this. I hate data. I hate the points of like making the spreadsheets and all that stuff. So is it a failure? No, maybe it's not a personality that's a personality mismatch. I don't belong to that thing. But I had to hire people. I had to hire 3 people at a time sometimes. So those are the only things that happened behind the scenes, which a lot of people don't see that, but they just see, oh, everything he's crushing. He's been on stages. He's doing that. He's doing all that. How many people know about the personal? How many people know about the other parts of it which didn't work?
Everybody have a good part and the bad part.
Real life and real life.
Real life and real life.
That's
the people who is going to watch this podcast is going to see the real, but the real life is in the story that we have discussed.
Right.
But that is a real, right?
Yeah.
So the last thing that we wanted with this, we can wrap up this podcast, and that is, who is going to win in this world of coaching, content creation, freelancing, service provider, upcoming world? Because we started in 2020. We see a lot of people
came by,
they left. Back, they left.
Yeah.
And so who is starting 2026, or who are there, who will be sustained in this market for a long?
People who are disciplined rather than motivated. People who are running after impact rather than just money. Money you can collect and go. That's what have happened with a lot of people as well. Yes. If somebody is staying in the game for longer, there is something that they want to do much more beyond or bigger than that, right? That's what I've seen. That's what I even personally relate to that. So disciplined people who are impact makers, basically, those will stay. And people who are not blamers and quitters. Blaming is easy. And winners never blame. They always take self-accountability. They are like more of, it is my fault. I was not able to achieve this. Something has messed up. I wasn't disciplined. I was not able to put in the required work and all that. Rather than putting on ABC thing, oh, market change, this got saturated, coaching got saturated, I can keep on blaming on all that stuff. But the right winner, they'll be like, I don't want to blame on situations. I was blaming on me. I wasn't able to cop up. I wasn't able to adapt, or I wasn't able to move with that. And I'm not going to quit into that. If not, I'm not a quitter. I'm already winning.
That's a big point. If I quit it, we didn't sit it.
Exactly.
Sit
We
here.
were not here. You were not here. I was not here. We
Yeah.
started at the same point almost.
Yes.
So you were being consistent with podcast. You picked up your thing. Podcast was your thing. You picked
Yeah.
up that. I started doing it. At some point, I was like, I didn't do it for a longer. And then I started doing it. And then I didn't do it for longer. Maybe because my coaching, I love it. Speaking, it got into the way.
Yes.
And I had no desire about it, but it just happened in the thing. But now if I do it the podcast, I would do more in person rather than offline, because I think that's what the more joy is. And I feel more connection with that the real talks.
100%. I'm also learning a lot, and a lot of connection happening because of the in-person podcasts.
Nice.
So what is your big vision from here? As you said, it's all about the
Okay.
people who have a vision. So what is
Right.
your big vision?
See, my big vision is this. What I want to do, what I introduced today as well, people who are like me, they look like me. I'm counting it as all brown people over
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
I spent over there 10 years now over there. So I feel it as like, if a brown guy like me who had camera issues, live issues, you might have seen my initial post where I was like, I can't go live. I'm
Yeah.
okay with designing funnels because I cannot speak in front of people, all that stuff. If I can do this all along with all these problems or limiting beliefs, there are more other brown people who can do the same. And there is a much more bigger potential I see in the international market, the exposure, the kind of money you make, and at the same time, you're doing almost the same amount of work for that, but you get paid more over there just because their buying capacity is different. Everything, currency difference is a lot. I'm like, how can I take more talent? Because I know India is full of talent and techies
Yes.
over here. That's what we are known for.
Right.
How can I take these people, put in front of these international market, because those people are differently built. They have different culture orientation. They have different values into that. They are like more of they want to enjoy their life in their way, how they have been grown up. Can I take this talent over here and serve to those people, create a win-win situation where I become the person is like, okay, one of our brown guy pro went there, spent 10 years, learned about both the markets, and helped us also to move, maybe not physically, but digitally. He was able to build us a bridge over here for us, so that now we are also having a clear path of like, they can see the world from that as well, starting with digital,
Yes.
later on physical. I think that's what I've been, this is a big vision I have been carrying, is like, how can I become that? If anytime I'm coming to India and all, it's like, our bro is here back, and we want to, meet him,
That's
treat him, or whatever.
Great vision that you have. Thank you for sharing that, and
Nice.
inspiring all the people who have this kind of dream to achieve some big milestone in their life, and becoming the kind of pillar for them to show them the path. Like, this is achievable, this is possible. You just have to work on yourself. You just have to work with the right people.
Nice.
That's it. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
sharing
much.
a lot of insights.
Means a lot, man. Glad.
So thank you so much, Sahil, once again for sharing all the nuggets on the Entrepreneur Warrior Show, and people who is watching, listening, and where they can connect with you.
My social media channels are same almost. Sahil Sehgal official. That's where you can drop the link out there. Facebook, Instagram are my best platforms where I am highly personally connective. You can send me a DM, ask me about anything. There are some offers which are already there on social media, so you can talk about that. But yeah, man, thank you so much it has been an honor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And just on one request, you come here and show for this podcast. So I'm so glad for that. So thank you so much once again. Thank you so much for watching this podcast till this point. If you like it, do share it with someone who really needs it. And most important thing is, what is the one action step that you are going to implement from this podcast? Drop it in the comment section. Instead of jumping on any other podcast, any other content, what is one thing you are going to implement in your life? Just go and implement it and share with us what is the result you got after implementing the learning you got from this podcast. Thank you so much. Nilesh Jain signing off.